emotional and spoiled. He used to being that nigga that did whatever he wanted. The king. He a king in this world. No one tells him no. Not even his label. His label never tells him no. They told him no, and he was like, excuse me? Excuse me? And they said, we're going to give this shit the Adidon treatment. They were like, oh, you didn't see the back. You didn't see the back. No. Somebody work at UMG that didn't work there doing Adidon that didn't give a fuck about Drake no more. That's like, y'all didn't work with Adidon. We ain't doing that shit. Like, if I was the judge, he would have got every penny here. If I was the judge, I would have been like, period. That's all I would have wrote in that dissertation, period. He would have got it from me. Y'all would have been mad at me. Okay, Judge Jessica wins. Period. My man would have been all of the time having a good old time. Now where's quiet?
The Gators sending the offense back to work.
You wherever J. Cole at. To North Carolina, help J. Cole with that documentary. You need to get away.
Popularity that streaming and social media platforms that has been streamed globally more than 1.4 billion times on Spotify alone as of April 2025. On November 8, 2024,
the Gators with a second and short to keep this drive.
Kind of nominated Not Like Us for several. With Grammy Awards in it.
Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Man, this defense has played so well, and this offense, they struggle. They're going to have to do against a really good defense that continues to apply pressure. You got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little better.
Things and articles and shit like that.
I ain't got time for that. That's why I can't be I could be a lawyer without all that. I could just be a lawyer right now. I got hurt.
They stop him after a short game. Probably just wanted to mitigate the losses.
What is he about? I gotta watch my show.
A week later, on February 9th, 2025, Kendrick Lamar performed Not Like Us live during the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. The performance is alleged to be the most watched Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, Bad Bunny finna get you the fuck up out of here. I just want you to Bad Bunny finna get Kendrick the fuck up out of here when it comes to them deals. Okay, now I don't care about Bad Bunny. I'm gonna watch it. We get part of these come out. But I don't care about Bad Bunny, okay?
That tells you a lot about their
I don't care about no Bad Bunny. Tell me about that little Bad Bunny except on that Cardi B song. Is that shit? So that shit not
make decisions and throws like that. It's easy to see.
I ain't gonna hold you, but I know the Bad Bunny have big.
All time, over 133.5.
Bad Bunny finna get all the fuck up out of here. Bad Bunny finna have the most watched Super Bowl.
And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's
I'm gonna praise Sean Carter, but I do like how you got
that. You can see the mindset of this offense changing quickly. We're in the late
I saw something that said some white Fox channel gonna have an All-American Super Bowl at the same time, Bad Bunny, so they can go to that channel and watch it.
It's really hard for this quarterback now. The windows are gonna be small, like it was that time.
You know, this has been a real hard year for the Latinos, okay? I love that Sean Carter did that. I'm only gonna praise him one time, but I love that he got Bad Bunny to do that, okay?
Procedural history.
That speaks volumes, that Bad Bunny.
From the gun, wants to pass.
Procedural history, right? Because there's also a business. Look at your up and procedural history. Plaintiff brings claims for defamation of harassment in the second degree, a violation of New York General Business Law 349 based on UMG's publication and promotion of Not Like Us. The defendant has filed a motion to dismiss the amended complaint on June 30th, 2025, for an oral argument from both parties concerning the motion to settle and a request for judicial notice. That was the first time I think we got a sense of how close Judge Vargas had been following. At least how closely she was following the saw, but at least had been following violence and our understanding of the song. There was a moment during this hearing
Drake seems really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
He got 3 on first down at second and 7. They'll move the tight end.
Didn't he say that Kendrick's kids weren't his?
Moving away from pressure.
That was the last time I listened to the tapes. I stopped listening to it.
His own players.
I remember when
it's
she
just a
said
bad
that.
decision by
And
the
that's
quarterback.
when his lawyers was like, oh, we don't have any records. Oh, we don't.
You can't force it into your top receiver.
The kids
If he's not
they were like,
open,
oh, yeah,
you got
we
to
going to have
throw
to
it
come back to
away.
that.
The defense took advantage with the
I remember
interception.
I didn't see video. I don't know if anybody was in the courtroom. That's how it
So
sounded when I was reading it.
His lawyers was like, oh,
That's
yeah,
a case of this.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Like he wanted you to go low first.
Second down,
So
they'll
you
go
can
to the
see
air.
and then get embarrassed.
The sure hands, it's Porter.
He calculated
Just
out.
broke the tackle and still on his feet. Continues to fight for yards.
This type of shit, I'm like, hold it, this cold.
Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone.
Friendship aside. Friendship aside.
Buckeyes.
Oh, I know you be like this. Okay, that's why you're tough and Fayetteville. You better Fayetteville.
Defendant decided to publish, promote, and score.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
Take a amount of time.
And the extra point was good.
All allegations that it.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25.
Yes? No? It's fall break. You don't go to school tomorrow? Yay! No school tomorrow. Yay! So you get to sleep in? Yay! You don't go to school for a whole week. You don't go to school for 10 days. That's so long.
Understood were not only false but dangerous. Plaintiff alleges the recording repeatedly accuses Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including in PDF and/or other acts that would require registering as an S offender and being registered as an S offender. The amended complaint alleges that the song implies that Lamar has heard, albeit from undisclosed sources and concerning undisclosed individuals, that Drake has a predilection for underage women. According to the amended complaint, the reference to Cell Block 1 is a thinly veiled threat that Drake should be careful that he never ends up in prison at a place where child predators are notoriously the targets of violence.
I just ate it. I didn't even use my salad dressing. I was like, no, the salad dressing starting to taste old to me. Like, it's good, but it's like, whatever.
Loverboy Certified PDF is
a reverse
reference to Drake's 2021 album Certified Loverboy. Plaintiff argues that the use of the term certified communicates that Drake has been found to be a PDF. And the final line of this passage plays on the dual meaning of minor, a person under the age of 18, and a musical snare. Plaintiff further cites as defamatory the recording's description as Drake as Malibu Most Wanted and a predator.
I remember when his lawyer said Malibu Most Wanted, and somebody in Malibu was after him. I was like, remember that? It was like they even said Malibu Most Wanted.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line.
I was like, that's a move.
To the air on first down.
Malibu.
On a little time, lets it go. With the catch, it's Jones.
That Malibu Most Wanted line was like a nice throwback to the New York Times.
I love the Malibu. You got to get so English to know what that is. Shout out to everybody who had to look that up. The babies who had to look at what Malibu was wanted. I love that.
Well, guys, so far, this has been a massive
The biggest challenge is what kind of records can they set? His name got to be registered and placed on neighborhood stats. The Associated Music video shows images associated with S trafficking to reinforce the PDF accusation. The recording is also accompanied by an image of Drake's home in Toronto, which is plastered in icons used by.
He was able to use
They go back to work in the final period of this one.
Nothing you can do about that. Nothing you can do, Drake, about that. Your house being.
That's caught. It's Anderson.
Your house is the cover.
And the defense
they even use that image to other pedophiles' homes. They recreate that. And that's forever going to be a thing. It's like Stan. Like Stan didn't go nowhere. That's never going to go nowhere. People going to quote this song.
Looking left.
Law enforcement.
It's never going anywhere. They always will put some red thing over somebody's house. Say how much the king. So every other fucking nigga that have an accident.
In passing situations, trailing, this is a tough spot for this offense.
I said, okay, I'm just crazy.
You are
He's got it inside the 25.
I literally did that shit.
How can you not even stand that?
So we're making it right here. We're making it right here. You can tell, like, she stopped it. She straight up that bit.
I said, that's crazy.
For next week, and after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a
You
little
literally
bit of
did.
momentum.
Yes, the last 2 or 3 days.
That they can keep coaching up heading into the next game.
Yes, today I've been on there and yesterday. Not yesterday.
It's been hard. It's been a struggle. And receiver and quarterback just not
I tend to believe so. And she fucking balls again.
I just put the game in
My
there.
reality doesn't.
He shots at the divine determination that
Whatever I see and hear in real life,
Tupac should tell me not right down there
I'm
and
just great.
I just put it in here 2 days ago.
Second clause. Yo, I'm serious, man. Like, when we were talking about
to the frustrating reality of college football. Like the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
It makes a lot of
Gators are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short.
He said it's spiritual. He said it's spiritual.
To give them first and 10 from the 11.
Season. It's just this season doesn't count now. So
I ain't looking at this.
sorry.
Come get all the dishes in here.
Fresh setup down.
Yeah, sorry. That's okay. Under the elements of defamation
Hurry up and this trash.
Back regarding the plaintiff published to a third party that was false made with a typical level of false and injury and not protected by criminals. Live face on red and received a the mandatory statement is one that explains the legal rules of publication, shaming,
Give me the dishes.
from children. It's the only contempt ridicule version. Officers want regulations, religious scripts, one uses and equal ability, one provides right thinking persons, and the five join a The issue in this case is that not like us, the reason we understood Jim Day and the fact of the matter of Drake is that he has engaged in escalation with minors. In light of the overall context, this statement is recorded for many.
As a cucumber as the hands team makes a short catch.
1 second applause. Obviously,
pull that offense back out there. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in
Oh,
practice this week.
well, shit, that was good. They probably wouldn't be more.
That's the thing with Seabury. You heard the judge cut the case. Please.
Pulls it in. It's
Those
Clemens.
like themselves.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play. Able
That
to
versus the
get
thing,
back
this
to
part
the
of that
line
dream
of scrimmage.
where a lot of the
It'll be
butts of the
3rd
argument.
and long.
And so here is where, at this point, and quote, the judge really starts to make additional arguments based on each of the claims that Drake Senior's making in this lesson. And so this is where she goes through and explains what.
On
Yeah,
3rd down, he drops to throw.
Under the First Amendment, there is no such thing as a false idea. Only assertions of fact are capable of being false. Moreover, the New York Constitution provides for absolute protection of the freedom. I really like this sentence. I mean, this is something that really stick with me.
In saying, listen, it's your
In the
job
First
to stop
Amendment, there's no
this right
such
now. We're
thing
eating
as
your
false
lives.
idea.
So I think,
False idea.
there's
Only
some
assertions
psychological
of
warfare.
fact.
I'm going to get
So that's just one of the beautiful examples of the English language. Like I'm a word guy. That's just a beautifully phrased legal statute. Moreover, the New York Constitution provides for absolute protection of opinion. Thus, courts must distinguish between statements of fact, which may be defamatory, and expressions of opinion, which are not defamatory, and have the full protection of the New York Constitution. Whether a challenge statement is fact or opinion is a legal question. So, Plaintiff argues that it is inappropriate for the court to determine at the pleading stage whether a reasonable listener will perceive the recording as fact or opinion. Yet, because this is a question of law, New York courts routinely resolve this question with a motion to dismiss it.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows they're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Gets the back moving. Wants to adjust the pattern.
Whether a statement is a fact or opinion is a question of law for the courts to be decided based on what the average person hearing or reading communication would take it to mean, and is appropriately raised at the motion to dismiss.
Really good
Only
job
that
by the
becomes
defense,
whether a
understanding
statement
the
is defamatory
situation
presents a
It's
legal
fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff.
Presents a legal
Make them
issue
force
to
the
be resolved by
football
the
into
court.
coverage. They
Defamation
do,
actions are
and they
particularly
stamp
suitable
this
for
game.
resolution on the motion to dismiss stage. There is a particular value in resolving defamation claims at the pleading stage, so as not to protract litigation through discovery and trial, and thereby shield the exercise of constitutionally protected freedoms. This is what Affinity found. So what that was saying, these three cases all say that it's better to dismiss the case at, the motion to dismiss stage as opposed to the pleading stage. In distinguishing between fact and opinion, three factors guide the court's consideration. Whether the specific language is an issue as a precise meaning, which is readily understood, whether the statements are capable of being proven true or false, and whether either of the full context of the communication in which the statement appears or the broader social context and surrounding circumstances are such as to signal readers or listeners that what is being read or heard is likely to be opinion or fact. So she's setting it up right now. She's going to go through each of these three and explain where plaintiffs were not able to effectively make their case based on these statutes. Excuse me. The court conducts this inquiry through the lens of a reasonable listener. Plaintiff's suit is focused on a single factual message conveyed by the recording, the false allegation that Drake is a PDF.
Successfully, I went to brother because of overtime.
Mariana. The bed? So, do I sit on the bedtime?
Recording is myopically focused on sharing that listeners take away one message from the song. That Drake is a PDF. I think that was from UOB filing. That's correctly. This statement has readily understandable meaning, and it is capable of being proven true or false. But even accusations of criminal behavior are not actionable if understood in context. They are opinion rather than fact. Thus, the court will focus its analysis on the third factor. This inquiry is a holistic one, which looks to the overall context in which the assertions were made. In Bryan, it says, in order to assess the impact that the statements would have on a reasonable listener, Levin says that as well. Context includes the forum in which the communication was published, the surrounding circumstances, the tone and language of the communication, and its apparent purpose. Forum. To start, the court considers the form in which the allegedly defamatory statements appear, as that it is a useful gauge for determining whether the reasonable listener will treat it more readily as opinion than fact. For example, the average listener is more likely to understand statements made on a news program or in a journalistic piece to be factual, while statements made in an opinion page of a newspaper or on an internet comment page are generally perceived as opinion. Millis versus Newsday said, appearance of a statement on the editorial page indicative of opinion. Bryan says the common expectation is that columns and articles published on a newspaper's op-ed section will represent the viewpoints of their authors, and as such, considerable hyperbole, speculation, diversified forms of expressions, and opinion. Sandals Resorts says that the culture of internet communication has as distinct from that of print media, such as newspapers and magazines, has been characterized as encouraging a free-willing, anything-goes writing style. Remember that phrase. That's about to come back. The fact that the allegedly defamatory statement appeared on Twitter conveys a strong signal to a reasonable reader that this was defendant's opinion. And then Lotface says the media vehicles used to disseminate the alleged defamation, a WordPress blog, social media posts, and an unsigned press release complaining about litigation tactics suggest to readers that they contain opinions, not fact, and that they are written in an amateurish fashion. The form in which a statement appears is not depositive of the fact versus opinion inquiry, but it does provide additional contextual indicia that can inform the court's analysis. The form here is a music recording, in particular a rap diss track, with accompanying video and album art. Diss tracks are more akin to forums like YouTube and X, which encourage a freewheeling anything-goes writing style. There it is again. Then journalistic reporting. Sandals Resorts, quotation marks a minute. The average listener is not under the impression that a diss track is the product of a thoughtful or disinterested investigation conveying to the public fact-checked, verifiable content. I agree. Shout out to Judge Vargas. 1 second applause.
No.
I like when she brought that around too, right? Because she sat there and compared it to social media.
Oh, they got all your shows on here.
Opinion pages. She compared it to WordPress blogs. You know what I mean? And she brought diss tracks into.
I said they got your games on here.
Into that same conversation. I think that's exactly where it should live.
My Hero.
You're making it dissing somebody, right? It's the One Piece. Your mama jokes, right? Your mama's so fat she jumped in the air and got stuck. Well, your mama ain't nobody's mama so fat she jumped in the air and got stuck. That is not real, right? And this comes from the same lineage. Diss tracks, this culture of dozens and singing on people is a lineage thing. You know what I'm saying? And so